back at Polk Nation for the final one of the year.
I know. How about that?
It's Christmas time. You didn't get Christmas Eve.
I know. I didn't wear my,
My fluff and duff like me.
Yeah, I missed the memo. I didn't get the memo. But you look good in it, though.
That's because you're never in town.
You are the perfect Santa, though, right? You've got to play Santa for so many people.
I have in the past.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, you'd be great. You're jolly. You're always in the Christmas spirit. I mean, what is there not to like about Santa Claus? And you are the perfect Santa Claus. I mean, I've never met someone that has more joy.
Bah humbug. Jim Gazzolo, Heath Schroyer, a lot to talk about on the year. Strangest year I've ever been a part of for McNeese State. Would you agree with that? You went through 5 coaches. What do you got? Money with Indeed or something?
Look, here's the thing, is that I think that like when you look at what Coach Wade did, right?
Yeah.
And he left and went to, NC State. He was here for a couple of years, left this place way better than they've ever found, than he found it. I think that, that's a recipe for a school our size, right?
Yeah.
And I think that you have 2 options, right? You have the ability to say, hey, I want to come here and hit it and make it great and use this to parlay into a bigger job, if you will.
Sure.
Or you can say, hey, I want to come here. I love it here. My family's from here, whatever. We're established, like a la, Coach Hill and Coach Landrino, and I want to build something here and stay here long. And you have those 2 options too. But the one option is not just to come here and just not be successful.
Yeah, and just kind of pack it in and retire.
This is
we've had that before here.
Oh, I know. This is no longer just to come hang out at McNeese and just retire. We're not. That's just not what this program or this department does anymore.
But it didn't seem very stressful because essentially you got everybody you wanted for the big jobs.
We did.
You didn't have to go out looking. That shows that this is now a prime job on both men's and women's.
I think so too. And I think that when you look across the board of the people that we've hired, and let's just take Coach Gazzardo as the prime example. Here's someone who won 2 out of 3 league championships at Southeastern, went to the NCAA tournament, and still chose to, what some people say is a lateral move, which is not. But the brand of McNeese is just different.
Well, she saw it. So that's the one thing, is she got an up-close look at what it could be and thought this is the ideal place, right. Whereas before a lot of people would have gotten an up-close look and say it's not for me.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. And it's not for everybody, right? I mean, there's expectations, especially in, call it the 5 major sports that we have here that we really invest in. There's pressure here. We invest in those sports because, truth be told, 2 of them are real revenue generators, and women's basketball is on the cusp of being a revenue generator because of the unit you get going to the NCAA tournament.
Sure.
And also from a branding standpoint, those 5 can really elevate the brand. At the end of the day, we have to, it's ROI, right? There has to be a return on the investment.
And more importantly, is you guys have stayed kind of ahead of the NCAA curve. It seems like that whenever the big guys do something, you guys are right there to do it. You're not waiting for the push from below, and it's transcended almost the whole league.
I think so. I think that when you look at we got 3 teams in the playoffs this year. I think that was amazing. I think look at what men's basketball has done in the last 3 years from a net standpoint. 3 years ago we were 29th out of 31 leagues.
Yeah.
And now, last time I looked, now it could have changed. We were up to 18th.
Yeah, 18th.
The 18th best league in the country. 3 years ago, the Southland would have never thought that was possible.
And you're in almost every mid-major poll as McNeese basketball. Yeah. So you are the one that's driving it. But people have actually seen what you guys have done and said, we can do this too. And that has what's elevated the league. You got 3 in football this year. Now you're done in football. The next step is to win some games in football. 100%. But there does seem to be, at least for now, the majority of teams in the league wanting to invest.
Oh, for sure. You look at like Rio Grande Valley, Lamar, Stephen F. Austin, and up Southeastern. You can go through there are a lot of institutions in this conference now that are really investing, and it starts from the top. I've said that forever, and I think that from the presidents and the ADs, I think that they now see what the return on the investment can be if you invest in athletics, especially in this area in the country.
Yeah, and now the next question is, what does the NCAA do? Do you have any idea what's going to happen in the next year?
I don't think they do. I don't think anyone does. So to answer your question, no, I have no clue.
There's obviously something happened at LSU where Dr. Roos left.
Yep.
Now, what's the transition been like real quick, and what do you perceive that to be?
There'll never be another Dr. Roos. You know, I said that from the day he left. What he did here is remarkable. You know, and here's the thing. He says it all the time. You can have your own opinion, but you can't have your own data, right? The data is the data, and what he did with enrollment and rebuilding the energy within this institution. You know, you're not able to go get Will Wade and Bill Armstrong and Ayla Gazzardo without the president saying, "Hey, let's go do that." Yeah. So it's remarkable.
Or Lane Kiffin, apparently.
Yeah, but I will tell you that what he laid here, the groundwork he's laid, has positioned McNeese to continue to have success and put us on an upward trajectory.
When we come back on Poke Nation, we're going to find out what the biggest story was in your opinion for the year after this.
What makes having a local lawyer important is it's all about relationships. When judges know the lawyer and the lawyer has established credibility over time with the court, they know enough to trust what you're telling them. Lake Charles must be a wonderful place because now lawyers all over the state claim that Lake Charles is their hometown. I thought you could only have one hometown, and I know this is ours.
Well, it's game day at the Legacy Center, and the McNeese Cowboys are warmed up and ready to play. Cowboys have a new player this year, number 22, Katie Ferdinand. This girl loves basketball and McNeese so much she can't wait to get out on the floor. And we're off. Shoemate tips the Brewer, and there goes Katie.
Ferdinand Financial Group supports the McNeese Cowboys.
Craving a quick fix? Evans has you covered. Bring the kids in and cool off from the summer heat with their favorite ice cream. Fuel up with protein snacks and energy drinks that will power you through the day. Locally stocked and family owned with fresh food prepared daily. Evans has everything you need. Evans Corner Store. Come visit us on Ryan Street.
The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays, and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. And we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
Join Don's Wash Club and score big on clean rides all season. Unlock discounts on washes, interior cleanings, oil changes, and more. Whether you're tailgating or heading home after the game, keep your ride looking like a pro. Not ready to commit? No worries. Scan the QR code on screen to see what we're all about. Enjoy your ride with Don's on McNeese, Ryan, and Nelson.
All right, we're back on Poke Nation, and I guess this being the end of the year,
Yeah.
you always look back on the year. There's huge stories throughout. What's the biggest story for you this year?
Oh gosh, it's hard to say. I mean, I think there's three, and I know you're gonna be like, you got to pick one, but I think obviously
You're the boss, man. You don't have to pick anything.
I mean, going to the NCAA tournament, winning a back-to-back championship, going to the NCAA tournament back-to-back years, and winning a game against Clemson and the website crashing, it's hard not to have that as the biggest story of the year, right? But I also think getting Ayla Gazzardo to come from Southeastern to McNeese, and get Coach V to come back to get our football program back to where it needs to be. I mean, all three of them are amazing stories for 2025.
See, I had the right one that says what I think is the biggest story, and I didn't have any one of those three. I actually thought the biggest story was the $11 million you brought in.
Yeah, well,
And the naming rights.
that's
Because that
big.
flips almost everything. What does that do to a program this size?
I think it just puts us on really, really solid ground, because it's not all 11 million coming one year.
Yeah.
Right? So it's over the course of 5 years or 10 years or whatever that you're having streams of revenue that you've never had before. I think that's what's changed McNeese Athletics, and can continue to push us forward. And again, we're not going to. I told our staff this isn't a time to, take the foot off the gas. Now's the time to push the gas even more, because once you have that kind of momentum, you want to keep that momentum.
Yeah.
And the more success we have, the more games we win, people want to be a part of it. And every time you walk in here and you see Townsley Law Arena, it's like, man, there are lawyers in town that are like, well, why didn't, we wish we would have been,
involved?
yeah. And
Well, there's other things to still come up.
100%. Yeah, no doubt about it. And you're going to see in the next, I think in January, you're going to see logos on jerseys. I think you're going to be able to get 2 of those. Shooting shirts can have a logo. A shirt afterwards to put on, to do a post game. I think all that is going to come.
I just don't want to see like your face on the middle of the court. We don't want to see that.
No interest in that.
But it is an interesting flip, because in the past people would say nobody would invest in McNeese. Now you're seeing everybody invest in McNeese and wanting to line up. But I think also the one thing is the change of how players are embracing the NIL, and how they've taken to. They understand that they're becoming businessmen. How has that changed? Because you did an NIL football the other day.
Yeah.
First of all, how did that go? And are you seeing people invest more in football after this year with Matt Viator back?
For sure. It's the second one we've had for football. We more than doubled what we did the previous year. In football, look, I've told Coach V since he got here that he's going to have what he needs. And, the thing that people are 100% investing in football, and they're more interested in investing in football because of Coach V and their belief in him. 100%. And, but I also think that you don't need as much in FCS football as you do in, NCAA Division I men's. Yes, FBS. You just don't. And so when you see these crazy numbers at LSU or Alabama, like we don't need anywhere close to that. And but again,
you're not giving them a new contract for $13 million a year?
No. But at the same time, we were very, very competitive in that space within our conference.
Yeah.
I think we were maybe second or third. My goal is to be number 1 in football with revenue share and NIL for football. We're on the cusp of doing that this year, and I'm excited about that. I think that, but again, I'll go back to this, and we talked about this before, is when football went on probation, okay, and the previous administration walked in and said, hey, listen, at the end of the day, guys, we're on postseason ban, so anybody who wants to leave, you're free to leave and go wherever you want to go. 20 of the best players got up out of that meeting, went to Miss Bridget's office, put their name in the portal. And then the coach left. And then, Coach Wilson came. Almost an impossible job. Then you get hit by the 2 hurricanes and have no housing or facilities for years. And then, and so it literally was coming off a death penalty, if you really want to think about it. And I think that's how people have to look at it. So for us to go 500 in conference for the first time since 2018, I think, is a huge step forward. And I think now we've got this thing back on track, and I look for us to be really, really competitive going into next year.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time, that it's the biggest. It was teetering on not even existing.
100%.
So you got to take that all into consideration. You got to understand what's gone on here and where it is now, and now the fact that people want to invest is actually the best sign. When we come back on Poke Nation, we're going to talk a little bit about basketball in general, but I also want to get your thoughts on the NCAA and some NCAA things that are happening in the future.
What makes having a local lawyer important is it's all about relationships. When judges know the lawyer and the lawyer has established credibility over time with the court, they know enough to trust what you're telling them. Lake Charles must be a wonderful place because now lawyers all over the state claim that Lake Charles is their hometown. I thought you could only have one hometown, and I know this is ours.
Well, it's game day at the Legacy Center, and the McNeese Cowboys are warmed up and ready to play. Cowboys have a new player this year, number 22, Katie Ferdinand. This girl loves basketball and McNeese so much she can't wait to get out on the floor. And we're off. Shoemate tips the Brewer, and there goes Katie.
Ferdinand Financial Group supports the McNeese Cowboys.
Craving a quick fix? Evans has you covered. Bring the kids in and cool off from the summer heat with their favorite ice cream. Fuel up with protein snacks and energy drinks that will power you through the day. Locally stocked and family owned with fresh food prepared daily. Evans has everything you need. Evans Corner Store. Come visit us on Ryan Street.
The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays, and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. And we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
Join Don's Wash Club and score big on clean rides all season. Unlock discounts on washes, interior cleanings, oil changes, and more. Whether you're tailgating or heading home after the game, keep your ride looking like a pro. Not ready to commit? No worries. Scan the QR code on screen to see what we're all about. Enjoy your ride with Don's on McNeese, Ryan, and Nelson.
We're back for segment 3 of the Year in Review. By the way, I like the Santa beard going. You talked to me about Santa.
We want to talk about
I don't have the beard. I don't have the beard, though.
Okay. Yeah.
You need a hat. You need.
I don't wear Santa hats.
You know, not even a blue McNeese one.
No, I don't really. I'm not really. I mean, I love the idea.
What did you get a stocking of coal one day or something? What happened to you? Come on.
I should ask you that question, Mr. Jolly.
Well, I'm just not a nice guy.
Well, I know that. I know that. I mean, there's no one that exudes the Christmas spirit more than Jim Gazzolo.
Okay, let's get back into some of the other things about the NCAA in particular. No, you're on a lot of committees. Is the basketball going to expand? Is football going to expand? Are we going to have more?
The short answer is yes. I mean, I don't think there's any
Both
way.
will expand.
Both will. I mean, look, we got to vote on it, all that stuff, but I think it's too far down the road. I think they're both going to expand.
Then the question is, where do you got to get for this league to get 2 bids? Can it?
I don't know. This isn't popular to say, but I think when you expand the tournament from 68 to, let's just say, 76.
Yeah.
I don't think those additional 8 spots are going to go to a mid-major league. I think they're just going to go to another high major league. I don't like that. But from the number standpoint, I think we have to, as a conference, continue to trend in the direction that we're trending. And if we can become a top 15 or so league, and we have a team like, we've been the last couple of years where we've kind of, went through the league and, we're sitting there with, 25, 28 wins, and God forbid you lose in the conference final. There's once you get to that level, there's a chance to get in there because there is 8 more spots. So I don't think it's impossible, but I do think that it's also for the bigger leagues, right? So that the 7-win, SEC team gets in the tournament.
In the future, there's all the talk about taxes and taxing the betting. Mm-hmm. But we've also coming off a betting scandal in both the NBA, NCAA, and New Orleans. How much is the committee that you're on, the D1 basketball committee, cognizant of the fact that you may not be able to have one without the other. You're going to have to really have a police to kind of watch.
I'm not in favor of, like the NCAA said, okay, hey, student athletes can bet on pro sports, and then they rescinded it. I was happy about that. I was against that. It's a problem. I'm just telling you, it's a problem, and it's a problem everywhere. The only thing you can really do is continue to educate people and our student athletes. But I don't understand it all. But like these prop bets or whatever in the middle of the game, like it's insane what's going on. I think that it's a real problem and can really become an even bigger problem if the NCAA doesn't really have teeth and educate people. I think it's a real education process. But think about this now. If you're a kid on a team that isn't going to go anywhere, right, and has really struggled, and someone comes to you for this, or you get in trouble, and someone it's scary. It really, really is scary. We do a ton of education with our student athletes, and I think the NCAA is doing as good of a job as they can, but it's a very, very scary environment.
Well, when it comes to prop bets, it's about missing shots, making shots, and if you have a third party that you can tell as a go-between, hey, if the number gets to here, give me some sign, and I'll miss a free throw or something. It's too easy.
Yeah, it's very, very scary. It's a wild time, but the thing we have to continue to do is educate people. The NCAA, I really do commend, President Baker on this because he is at the forefront of it. But it's a scary world.
All right, so let's go to basketball really quick now. You're coming off football where you just had the best recruiting class in the conference, and you're still recruiting. You're also re-recruiting your kids. That seems to be the big next step. But basketball-wise, you're 16-5 between the two teams. Did you expect that kind of early start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I hope so, right?
Look, the women have 3 Power 4 teams. That's their only losses.
Yeah, I think that when you hope so, right? But to sit there and say, hey, we're going to go and win 3 games in the Cayman Islands before the season, or we're going to go to Rhode Island, be on 2 planes, go to those are hard games. You don't anticipate losing at Incarnate Word, but you probably don't anticipate winning all 4 of those type. And same thing. The women went to Utah Tech and won a game that's a hard place to play in altitude.
After Bahamas,
where they beat Belmont, then went to Nevada or played Nevada, and from the Mountain West and beat them handily, and gave Arizona State all they wanted. Who's top 20 in the country. We are really, both of these programs, I'm really proud of them, and this is what I was hoping for, but it all comes down to, at the end of the day, what we do in January, February, March. And when we get in the conference, but I love where we're at.
When we come back, we're going to talk about next year and some of the goals for McNeese State after this.
What makes having a local lawyer important is it's all about relationships. When judges know the lawyer and the lawyer has established credibility over time with the court, they know enough to trust what you're telling them. Lake Charles must be a wonderful place because now lawyers all over the state claim that Lake Charles is their hometown. I thought you could only have one hometown, and I know this is ours.
We're back. So let's you got the Gatsby coming up. I'll give you that. You're going to pump the Gatsby.
Yeah, it's the 5th year anniversary. Can you believe that? We've done it for 5 years.
With all things that are coming up next
It's
year.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I've been to one.
April 18th. Here we go.
I've been to one.
Yeah. Table sales will start January 1st.
The end of this year, I will have still been in the one. Okay, so what do you want this year? Because there's still things to sell. There's still games to win, but where do you want to see you kind of trend, not just kind of the overall trend of this particular program?
I just want us, I say it all the time about being regionally dominant and nationally relevant. I just want to continue down that path. I think the biggest thing for us, it always comes down to continuing to raise and generate revenue. We have to get football back into playoffs. Like that is a huge. It's been there since. I mean, we've got to get football back into the playoffs. Baseball and softball. I want them to continue to have a chance to get to a regional, and then obviously men's and women's basketball. To continue to put us in an opportunity to go to the NCAA tournament. I mean, I know it sounds like a lot, but those are really the goals of the year. If we can continue to generate revenue, continue to enhance the culture within our department. Right now, I truly believe the culture of our department is the best it's ever been. And you got to win. I mean, but
you do have big projects on the board that you'd like to start. The baseball is one of them.
Yes.
There's always been talk about the indoor facility for football. Those are projects you'd like to at least see move forward.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, we've had conversations about both. I think that long term, that's something football really needs. But I think obviously the baseball building is going to be first, and hopefully we can start breaking ground on that this year. And but there's a lot going on. I mean, it always is. But you think about how far we've come in a short amount of time, and the coaches that we do now have in place. I just couldn't be happier.
And just to start the year, Michigan. Coming up on the 29th.
29th.
They could be their number 1 or 2, depending on the poll. But the first week that I think people really need to know is the first week of the new year, you get Lamar at home on CBS. That deal, that'll be the first game on CBS Sports on a Friday night. That's got a chance to be a big event for you.
Huge. It's a huge event, huge game. And I think that I'm hoping that we have the same type of crowd for Lamar that we had against UL, where we sold the place out. That's my goal, is to have a sellout for that game. And it's going to be an unbelievable opportunity for us to be on CBS, to be on linear TV. And, I want to figure out somehow to get our students back for that game and to fill.
Yeah, because it isn't.
That's right.
They're not on campus.
That's right.
So that is the biggest question mark for that. Before we say goodbye for the year, I don't know, have you gotten any good Christmas presents or Christmas cards from Southeastern?
No, I think that I don't anticipate being on their Christmas list. No, I don't
think so.
I don't think so. No.
Not even a little
coal
in a
stocking? No, I don't know. I think that nope. It's just definitely not warm and fuzzy over there.
So what is the league's kind of perception right now? That's what I want to leave on. Where's the league at as far as you really don't want expansion because it doesn't make sense at this point in time until you see what the NCAA does. But you want to make sure that the one parties are, especially the bottom parties, don't kind of leave everybody else hanging like they have in the past. How do you get that done? What are the conversations like for their facilities as well?
Well, we're very close to, for example, men's basketball, right, and women's basketball, to change the funding of how schools get money, right? Because at the end of the day, what a lot of people don't realize is that men's basketball is the only sport at this level that writes a check to the conference when you go to the NCAA tournament and or you win a game. So how those are dispersed, I've been a huge proponent of. We need to reinvest in the schools that are investing. I mean, it's like a stock, right? Like if you put $10 in a stock and I put $100 in a stock and the stock hits, I should get more because I risked more. I invested more. We are on the cusp, I hope, of voting that type of reimbursement, if you will, into the conference. And if we do, I think it's going to fix the problem. It's going to make people invest.
In our last seconds here, we want to thank, of course, Marcus for all his work, Matt Bonnet for his work, rest of your staff for what it does, but also to our sponsors and to our fans who've been watching for shockingly years.
It's crazy how far we've come, my friend.
Want to wish you Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2026. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable.
We'll see you next year.